Building in Conan Exiles is great, but also, it's not for everyone. It's time consuming, and if you're not a natural builder, it can be pretty difficult. Well, today I'm showing you a mod that eliminates all the struggle and still offers you beautiful builds. Beyond Cities is a mod made by Cat Eyes, an afterrealm of the Beyond Mods team, who have been responsible for plenty of pretty great mods over the years, the most well known of which is probably Beyond Decor. Beyond Cities is currently available on the Steam Workshop as a test mod, so it's still in development and not yet complete, and it clocks in at a pretty decent 737 megabytes. So, what does it actually do? Beyond Cities adds multiple different prefab buildings in different styles. Prefab means the building is basically already complete, you just place it down like you would any other decoration. These buildings come in the following styles: 10 meso buildings, 6 clay buildings, 10 stone buildings, 13 medieval buildings, 12 nobility buildings including 4 Arabian palaces, 5 atriums and 3 cathedrals, 30 Asian buildings, 14 Norse buildings and 15 brick buildings. Almost all of the aforementioned styles have relevant doors too, and each building costs either 50 stone or 50 wood, so they're incredibly cheap. Additionally, according to the Steam page, there are further plans for city walls, a medieval castle, elven buildings, dwarven buildings, and admin spawnable journals for learning the crafting recipes. There's also multiple varieties of doors for these buildings. They function kind of the same as regular doors, but they're free placed, which is a really nice solution to a common problem of not being able to place a door on a prefab building. Additionally, you can hold Interact on the buildings to open a menu where you can swap between the different build varieties, but also recolor individual elements on each design. This is a really great option if you want stuff a bit more colourful, or you just want to make slight adjustments to the base model. It's all quite easily done. The system honestly doesn't need too much explaining because it's really easy to use and makes these prefabs even more flexible. So why would someone want to use Beyond Cities? Well, firstly, even for experienced builders, these prefabs are really nice and hit a lot of niches that are much harder to do in-game, natively, or even with some other mods. The Meso and Nobility buildings stand out as really unique assets in Beyond Cities. However, probably the biggest draw of this mod is efficiency. Building a town or a city is a lot of work, and using traditional pieces can end up bogging down performance. Beyond Cities offers a really elegant one-click solution that lets you throw these buildings down easily, and not only that, the large amount of varieties make sure that your city doesn't get too monotonous. This mod is also, frankly, great for people that don't really like building but still want to live in a nice base. Let's be honest, building's kinda hard, and it requires thousands of hours of practice and planning, but this requires a single click and you have a new home. It goes without saying that prefabs do have downsides. They're harder to expand and adjust, and they might not have the exact size or shape you're looking for. That being said, that's kind of the nature of the trade-off. If you're using it as a way to skip the whole base building portion of the game, you may have to compromise in a couple of places, but the whole experience will be far faster and easier. If you're just using it to build cities, then you're in luck because this mod is great for that. There are also 1 or 2 teething problems with the current test version. The first is that some of the doors can be really fiddly to place, especially when you need to resize them to fit the door frame. In my experience so far, this is mostly an issue with the cathedral doors. It is, of course, still far easier than building a whole build yourself, but it can be a bit fiddly. The second issue is the way these placeables work with the ground can cause some problems, namely because they work best on flat ground. If you're on a modded map like Stygia, parts of Shem, Savage Wilds or Wolves, there's plenty of flat ground to work with. However, on the Exile lands or Siptar, flat ground is something of a rarity. It doesn't affect the smaller builds too much, and some styles do have raised designs that you can use tactfully to negate that issue, but for the larger ground level placeables like the cathedral or palaces, it can be an issue depending on location. That being said, you do always have the solution of being able to build a foundation base plate first if you can make it fit, which I think is a really good way to get around it. I would imagine those issues are already on the radar of the Beyond team. This mod is in the testing phase after all. Nonetheless, the issues I did mention pale in comparison to how easy and fast this mod is to use, alongside the wide variety of buildings you have access to and how much you can customise them. Overall, Beyond Cities is a pretty fantastic mod for time efficiency. It won't necessarily be for everyone, especially avid builders that actually enjoy the building process, but if you're looking to save time on a city project, achieve styles that are difficult to emulate with other mods, if you're a server admin trying to build social hubs, or you just want to skip the base building portion of the game, this is a great choice. Beyond Cities is, again, still a test mod. It's not finished yet, and plenty more work and additions are coming to it, but I think it's another pretty great offering from the Beyond Mods team. Check it out on the Steam Workshop, the link is in the description. I think a lot of you guys will end up having a good time with it. Anyway, that will wrap us up for today. A few people in my Discord suggested that I check this mod out, and I know the Beyond team always does some great stuff. Beyond Cities has a lot of promise at the moment, and when it's fully complete it'll be another great mod produced by this talented team. Thank you for watching, and of course a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you want to support the channel yourself, check out the Patreon through the link in the description, or join here as a member on YouTube by clicking join just below this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.